All right, here we go. So we're going to go and make something like this, okay? And then we're going to be able to machine it out and write the G code for it and do all sorts of really cool things, like show how it's going to cut it out, and it's going to be a lot of fun, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, first thing we got to do is draw what we want to make. And so let's start out by creating a sketch. Now you have to think about how this is going to be in the machine. So the Z of the machine is pointing up. This one is pointing this way. So let's point it so that the Z is coming like right out of the screen towards us. And then the Y is going up and the X is going that way. I have to point the opposite because this is like mirror image for me. Okay, now, so there's that. Click on this, and then we're drawing from looking straight down. And we're going to use a 2-point rectangle. Make sure you click right on the origin, and then come out. And then just, it doesn't matter how big it is right now, we'll change it here. So sketch dimension, so click on that. Then you're going to click, move your mouse, click again, and we'll make that one 2.5, okay, enter. Then we're going to click the top or the bottom, doesn't matter, and then come down, click again, and say 8. So it's 2.5 by 8 inches. Okay, now I'm going to extrude it. 1 second, just in case that's something needed. Nope. Okay, now we're going to finish the sketch, and sometimes it shifts it weird. You know, you can hold down Shift on the keyboard and push down on the wheel on your mouse, and you can like turn it and move it. Okay, I like to turn it just a smidge, or click on this corner of the box so it's like looking at it perfectly isometrically, and then we're going to extrude. Okay, so I'm going to click on it. Oh, extrude, come on, click. And I want to extrude negative 0.125. So it's going away from us. So everything that we're doing is building it so that the top of our project is the 0 for the Z. Okay? And then I will hit OK. Nope, that's not right. 0.125. 0.125, negative 0.125. Say OK. And now we're going to say create sketch, and we're going to click on the top again. So the Z is pointing at us. And this time I'm going to put text in. And you have to click on this down arrow on create. And it's right here, text. And then draw a box here on your thing. And that shows the sample text. Why is it bigger than it should be? I don't know. We will find out. All right. We're going to type in what do we want it to say. B-Y-R-O-M. That's why, because I had it set for me. And then you can pick a font and have all sorts of fun stuff. Okay. All right. Let me make that quiet. Okay, so spend your time adjusting the numbers in here, like how high your text is, and you can adjust spacing. When I first did it, it looked like that, and then you can, center things and change things and make it look good. Then when you're happy, hit OK. You don't have to do your name. You can do, like keep out, or make some sort of a sign, or you can even draw like a happy face or something with the actual like circle and stuff like that. But don't make anything super tiny, because the bit is kind of big and it has to get in there and actually carve it out. All right. Now, after you're done drawing that, then we finish the sketch again, and then we're going to wait for it. Okay, it was spinning its wheels. Okay, I'm going to click on my name so it's highlighted, and then we're going to extrude again, And you can extrude it up, but we're going to go negative 0.05. So we're just barely, like, just scratching it in. 50 thousandths of an inch. All right, so I'm going to say okay. And now we're ready to do the tool paths that I showed you before. Anyway, all right, so to go in there, we have to change from design mode. Also, make sure these are in inches right here. See this little down arrow? That changes it to inches. And then when we go into manufacture, make sure you do that again and make sure that this is also in inches. Every single time it puts it in millimeters, so I have to change it every time. So you will as well. Now, the first thing we're going to do is click on this setup. All right, there's just a couple things you need to do here. So right here it says model orientation. That's good. The one below it, though, we want that to be model origin as well. And then on stock, we want to say no additional stock. Post process, you can give it your name. So it will name it that. If you leave your mouse there, then it just shows you, okay, what does it do? That's giving it a number, but we're going to give it a name. All right, so I think that's everything we need there. And we'll say okay. Now, we're going to come to the 2D down arrow right here. We're going to change it to 2D pocket. Boom. Now, here's where it gets fun. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs that we got to go through. Not very much on each one. Some of them we don't even do anything. So we're going to select the same tool for everybody. So click on milling tools inch. And if it doesn't show up, say show library and come down to a 1/16 ball end mill. Click on it and we'll just leave it alone. There's lots of stuff we can do down here, but we're just going to keep this simple. Move me. So we're going to select that tool. And it should say number 1 ball end mill right there where my mouse is. All right, now we're not going to do any coolant, so we're going to disable that. And then let's see, cutting feed rate. So when we actually cut, if we mouse over this, it's like, hey, when you write your NC code, it's the code that you put the F, and when we wrote it by hand, if you remember, we made this 5.0, okay? And it'll change all the other ones that matter. And then we don't hit OK, move to the next tab. And now it's asking you, what do you want to do? Do you want it to try to look automatically? And I don't trust that, so we're going to select them by clicking on the select button. And then make sure you get in here and click on the surface of the bottom of each pocket. Make sure you don't click like the bottom line, pick the actual surface so it looks at all of it. All right, so there's all that. And don't hit OK, just keep moving along. Just uncheck all those. Then come to heights, don't do anything there. Then go to passes. On passes, you need to click this allow step over cusps. That's saying that because your tool is rounded on the bottom of it, you're allowing that to be okay. Even though we drew things like perfectly, square, they're going to be rounded in real life, just because of the tool. Let's uncheck stock to leave, and then move to linking. We're almost done. Move me. We're going to click on this where it says helix and change it to plunge. And let's hit OK. All right, so here we have the tool path. right here. All right. And what I'm going to do is we're going to watch it cut it out just for fun. We're going to right click on this and say simulate. Okay. I think I've changed some of this stuff. Like you can show the stock and you can tell it what it is, and change colors. There's all sorts of stuff you can do over here. But just go ahead and hit play. And for me, it's showing how it's going to cut out. And you can see that it's not going to make it perfectly flat, but it's going to come in here and do the best that it can. Okay, slowly working its way around and just cut everything out nice and neat. Voila. And then it just keeps going. All right. And this is exactly what it's going to look like when it does it in real life. So it's pretty cool that we can simulate all this stuff on a computer. And then if we like the way it's doing this and everything's great, then yeah. So I think yours might default to that being solid. So if you click on transparent, and the toolpath, I don't know, just you can play with some of this stuff, but don't change too much stuff. All right, now, so exit simulation. So now we're back to the toolpath here. Last but not least, you're going to post-process. Okay, and I think that's right here. I think you can also right-click and then post-process right there. Either way works. I'm going to click the main button up here because I think that would only do that one operation. And if you had more than one operation, it's best to click the one up here. So I'm going to click on that. And right here where it says Linux CNC, yours probably won't have that. So you'll have to select from the library and just find it right here. Do the one that says EMC2. All right. Just like this. So you'll click on that and then hit select. Okay, use it anyway. All right, so there it is. Here's the name here. So I could have just waited till now to change that. Everything else looks okay. Okay, this is where it's going to save it. So right here, select an output folder and make sure it's where you know where it's going to save. So you can put it in your documents, okay, and then select that folder, and so that now it's going to save it there. I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything here. All right. Okay. Operations, it's just doing that one pocket with all those pockets. That looks good. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and click on post. And it did it. But where is it? Well, I put it in my documents. Okay, so documents, there it is, Byron right there. NGC file. If I open it up, here it is, ready to go. And it is fairly long, although it skips 5 every time. So take that number and divide it by 5. That's how many lines long it is. All right. So then you'd save this onto a flash drive and take it to the mill and cut this bad boy out. So there you go. That's how you can have Fusion write your G code for you, and it's wonderful. Pretty cool.